He's very lovely. How about Kirk? How about that guy? A few years older and has much more hair than I do. He's great, isn't he? I'm glad to be here, you guys. This is a dream come true. This is fantastic for me, and it's only 2 hours from home. I live in Grand Rapids, like she said, which is nice. 2 hours sounds like a long drive, but not if you travel the country doing this. I drive 10 to 12 hours regularly, and it's awful, especially without drugs. And what I do to stay awake is I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. At this point, I've probably listened to over 100 hours of podcasts about murder. And I just want everybody in here to hug their family and friends and tell them that you love them, but also don't trust them or anyone ever again, especially if you owe somebody money, or if somebody owes you money, or if you're cheating on your significant other, or if your significant other's cheating on you, or if you have a life insurance policy, or you have a will, or your name is Will, or you know a guy named Will, or if you chew loudly, or if you snore loudly, or if you've ever double dipped a chip and some dip at a party, or if you've ever argued with somebody on Facebook, or if you've ever disagreed with anybody about anything ever, or if you've ever gone outside and waved at somebody, or if you think LeBron's better than Jordan, or you think Jordan's better than LeBron, or if you've ever talked to somebody on the internet, or if you've ever talked to somebody in person. If you can relate to any of those things, somebody's probably plotting to murder you as we speak. It's probably your best bet to just build a panic room in your home, go in there, lock the door, and leave enough space under the door for Uber Eats to slide food underneath, and just hope that your Uber Eats driver doesn't poison your food. That's really your only chance of survival. If you don't live in a place with Uber Eats, you're gonna die, because the place you live sucks. Sometimes I think my wife wants to murder me, and not just because she's told me to my face. Also because I watch a lot of Forensic Files. You guys familiar with the show Forensic Files? Yeah, I was in South Bend, Indiana a while ago watching that show, and I had saw the same episode for the third or fourth time, and I thought to myself, they need to make more episodes of Forensic Files, and then I realized essentially what I'm saying is more people need to be murdered. For my entertainment, but the show is basically a half-hour documentary where they solve murders using forensic science, and literally at least half of those episodes are a wife who kills her husband. And sometimes there's motive, like they're in the will or they want insurance money, but sometimes they just did it because they got mad, and that's relatable, I think, right? Anybody here ever make a woman mad? Has anybody ever done that? You should be very afraid. But I'm not worried about like an instant death, like something quick and painless and spontaneous, you know, like maybe she hits me over the head with a wrench or shoots me or strangles me with a curling iron cord. I'm more worried about something prolonged, like over a long period of time, like she's really enjoying it, you know, like maybe she's just putting pine sol in my soup every day or something. And I might even know she's doing it, like I have evidence she's doing it, I've seen her do it with my own two eyes, but I don't want to bring it up and accuse her because I know it'll just start another argument, you know? And I'm at the point of marriage where I'd rather hear the silence of death than the sound of us arguing anymore, so I just let her get away with killing me slowly every day. I don't even have the balls to ask her why we're having soup so much. Hey honey, how come we're having French onion soup for the fourth time this week? Because I think that's the only thing that'll mask the color and taste of pine sol, you fucking moron. Can we at least try some different pine sol recipes, maybe? Could you just Google cooking with pine sol, or find something on Pinterest, maybe a casserole or a pot pie or something? Maybe put some in some burger patties, like some Worcestershire sauce or something. I did say it right! Worcestershire! It's kind of a dark way to start the show. I apologize for that. Let's switch the mood and shed some light on you people. Let's talk about house fires. Here's what what I don't like about smoke detectors, you guys. A couple of smoke detectors in my house a while back, they started to go off uncontrollably over and over, beeping every second, very loudly and obnoxiously, but there wasn't smoke or fire. I guess when a smoke detector is 10 years old, what it does is it starts to go off uncontrollably over and over, beeping every second, loudly and obnoxiously, to let you know that in the event of a fire, it might not be able to beep. Well, why don't you just save those beeps for when there's a fire? I think the only reason it's a concern you won't be able to beep during a fire is because you keep wasting all your goddamn beeps. Like, I know for a fact there hasn't been a fire for 10 years, so how did you possibly run out of all your beep battery life? That doesn't make any sense. It's because you keep wasting all your beeps. Beep, 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 there's a fire. Nope, I just suck at making grilled cheese. Do I need to open a window every time I burn a grilled queso sandwich? So I got really frustrated, and I did what I think you're supposed to do. I ripped them off the ceiling. I buried one in the closet, and I put the other one on the front porch. So problem solved. Can't hear them anymore. You gotta keep them separated though. If you keep them in the same room, they'll talk. You let them communicate, they'll plot against you. They're part of the Illuminati. So safety first. That's how I take care of problems in my house, you guys. If something needs my attention, starts making a lot of noise, I'll just put it in the closet, or I'll put it on the front porch. And that's probably why my wife is hesitant to have a baby. I'm not a moron, you guys. I know you can't put a baby on the porch when it's cold outside. I know that. If you live in the Midwest, you got like 4 months of good porch baby weather tops. I'm not an idiot. I do want to have kids, I think. Who's got kids in here? Make some noise. You got children? Multiply a little bit. It's got to be tough to raise kids, especially if you know they're not going to be talented early on. That's good. Knowing that you're going to waste all that time. But that's not what I'm concerned with. I'm more concerned with the things people say to a pregnant woman, you know, especially if it's my wife. A lot of older generations will say things, old sayings like, "Oh, that's cute, look at that, she's got a bun in the oven. Look at that, she's got a bun in the oven." I've never heard someone compare making another human inside of you to baking one bun in the oven without thinking that that's the dumbest person I've ever met in my life. First of all, what kind of psychopath makes one bun in the oven, you guys? What kind of serial killer before or after every murder has a ritual that includes baking one bun in the oven as part of a meal? And I know it's nothing like giving birth and having a baby. Is it, ladies, making something in the oven? Is that anything like having a child? No, I know it's not, because I could make something in the oven. And I have 2 dumb balls and a stupid penis, and I can do it. It also doesn't take 9 months to make something in the oven, you guys. Not even prime rib. I've made that. It takes a long time. It doesn't take 9 months. And when something's finished in the oven and it needs to come out, the dishwasher doesn't flood the kitchen. I know that much. That doesn't happen. And when your wife tells you she's using your family recipe you got from your dad to make white bread, and it comes out looking more like pumpernickel, you don't need to bring her on a camping trip and come back alone. I know that. I'm not saying I don't like pumpernickel, you guys. I'm just saying that's not my family recipe. Probably didn't help make that. Now is probably a good time for me to tell you guys that I'm in a biracial relationship. I'm the white one. And my wife is Indian, so the kids are probably going to be like a lightly grilled naan bread. And, that sounds cute. We've only been married for 8 months, I think. But on Monday, I ate microwaved ramen noodles in front of people, so now everybody thinks my wife left me already. That's not fair. That's kind of sexist. I can make my own meals, you know, sometimes. And I hope she doesn't leave me, you guys, because I need her. She's very attractive, too. I find my wife very sexy. I don't know if you've ever seen a woman like my wife, but she has full coverage health insurance. You guys know what that is? Nothing makes me rock hard like marrying into full coverage health insurance. I didn't have it for over a decade, so now that I finally have it, I feel like I can, you know, live the lifestyle I've always wanted to. Really start taking chances, living on the edge. Like this morning for breakfast, I just ate a plate of raw chicken. Because I'm pretty sure I can do whatever the fuck I want now. That's how it works. No consequences.